Let's never Monsters live inside our souls, waiting to come alive, turning our hearts cold. My blood is black, it seeps through the cracks. If I could take it back, if I could. Fighting love that runs through our veins is an empty space, a lonely game. I hear you cry every night in my dreams. I'll take it back, my Valkyrie. I'll bring you home. I won't lose hope. Dagger deep, blood ran over me. Every melody you ever sung to me floods my memory. I can't breathe. I vow to right this wrong. I promise here and now. I loved you all along. I threw away my crown. I lost my sanity. You're my key. I'll bring you back, my Valkyrie. You're coming home. Never lost hope.
Tuning out of starlight, the innocent lifetime flickers and flashes under a canvas. No, nobody seems worth it, while the feeling's sophisticated. The view is so restrained. The past is nearing closer and closer, I fear. So let's just cut the bullshit and tell me who's independent. Thumbs twiddling and your life's escaping your mind. Keep in mind, well, the air ain't as free as it used to be, but that's quite alright when you're still 18, it seems to be. And I'll tell you who's overrated. What's a beautiful person with some hideous dreams? Well, the lining isn't silver. We're verging on the side of the road that'll take us home. The edge of us getting weighed. Read about your life in your local papers. Realize the end of us getting near. You're just a droplet of paint trickled off your canvas. Delirious illusion flowing backwards through the river of color, while we analyze to try to see it clearer. Secretly appealing to a lonely prisoner. Now what's your vision? Initiate your shading, blend the universe together. In time it only gets a little easier. Suddenly piece yourself back together now. What's your vision? Summer, it won't exist. This emptiness, it's just a blank slate, waiting for a painter to interfere. It's quite complex, but what I know. said to her that I could never love, no, I could never love. I could do the things she wants, the things I did with her. But I could never love, but I could never love. Wish I could find that someone, find that someone, find that someone. Someone just like you, just like you. Wish I could find that someone, find that someone, find that someone. Someone just like you, just like you. You're a treasure in the sea, an adventure that I need.
so free, just believe we can come alive. We're so far from the ground, but I'm not looking down. Feel the warmth of the breeze rushing over me. Now we're soaring high, reach and touch the sky.
Need someone to come reconstruct it. You know it, you got it bad, and I got it bad. We got it bad. Now we're back to that feeling we never had. Just pretend. Catalyze my catatonic mind. Give it life until it burns too bright, burns too bright. Consume what little's left inside. Under cover of night, with the past out of sight, we both knew it wasn't right. That's what happens when gasoline plays with matches. Whoa. And that's what happens. And that's what happens when gasoline plays with matches. Whoa. And that's what happens when gasoline plays with matches. You get burned. And we must wanna be heard. We must wanna be burned, 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 burned. We must wanna be burned, 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 burned. We must wanna be. Heaven is a place on earth when I'm with you, babe. I think you know what I deserve, and I want you to say, I'll play the fool you wanted to. Why do you keep spinning my wheels for you? I toss and turn, seem so absurd, but is this real love, baby? Is this real love, real love? Is this real love, real love, real love, real love, I know you want it, and if you let me, I can take you there. Yeah, I know you need it, and I can show you what you're missing, babe. Yeah, I know you're worth it. I still feel you on my skin. Don't leave me yearning. I need you to let me in. Real love, yeah. Oh, you know I'd do anything for you. You got me swimming in the deep for you, and I can't get enough. I'll play the fool you wanted to. Why do you keep spinning my wheels for you? I toss and turn, seem so absurd, but is this real love, baby? Is this real love, real love? Real love, real love.
can't be alone here. I can't be the only one who feels like I'm going nowhere. Just wishing somehow this dream will carry me. And I'll swear just one last time. They say the world is yours, so I'ma make it mine. 'Cause nothing is stopping you. You could set the world on fire. Nothing is stopping you. And if I go out, I'll go out screaming. It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. It's all or Cause nothing is stopping you. You could set the world on fire. Nothing is stopping you. And if I go out, I'll go out screaming. And if I go out, I'll go out catch you
And give it all up, just come back to you.
afraid of the dark. I'm gonna hold your hand wherever you are. Let's get lost tonight. Let's go somewhere. Let's get wild tonight. Let's run away from here. Let's get lost tonight. Let's go somewhere. Let's get wild tonight. Let's run away from here. Let's run away, run away. 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 Let's go into the wild.
get lost tonight. Let's go somewhere. Let's get wild tonight. Let's run away from here. Let's run away, run away. 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 Let's go into the wild. Let's go into the wild. Let's go into the wild.
Hello. We're just waiting for Blue to show up. Hopefully he does. Yes, he did. There you are, Blue. You need to unmute.
What's up, Bull?
What's up, Blue?
Oh, you're the one with the cool blue and black Indian.
Yep.
I like that one.
All right. Well, we got you. We got you in here. Let me present you.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry, I fucked it up.
You all right?
Ting tang, wah bing bang, ooh ee, ting tang. What's going? Where are you headed today? You don't have to tell me, but you said you're planning for a trip.
Well, I was going to go out with a flat earther named A.T., but A.T. had some personal things to do. He was going to help somebody move because somebody apparently had to move last minute. And we were going to go
out.
Well, we were going to go out and look for curvature. He's got a P900 camera. So we were going to go out around Tampa Bay and try to find water like you see on Soundly's channel.
Right.
Because Soundly did it over Lake Pontchartrain, and everybody's complaining that it's magic because you only see it on Lake Pontchartrain. And I'm like, well, that's bullshit because I live by Tampa Bay, and I'm pretty sure we live on around Earth, so you ought to be able to do it here. And he's a flat earther, so that would keep it from being biased if he came with me and we went and did this shit together.
I gotta give Reds credit that P900 is the camera of choice for flat earthers.
Well, it's the shit camera. It's got a 2,000 millimeter zoom, and I got a Nikon D3400. It's a nice camera, but to get that kind of zoom, I'd have to get one of those 2-foot long, $15,000 lenses. to get the same kind of zoom out of it.
Stuff is so expensive, man. It just, wow.
I would rather buy a P900 to get it. It's only $600.
I would advise you not to see a flat earther. I mean,
well, AT seemed like a laid back guy. He was talking about
yeah,
girls.
well,
He was talking about girls and getting beer, and I would have been careful, but
but this apparently this isn't going to happen anyway because he's got to help somebody move today, and he won't want to hang out after that.
well, he said he wanted to reschedule, so we'll see.
Did you grow up in the Florida, Tampa, St. Pete area or elsewhere?
Nope, I grew up in Colorado, man.
Oh, wow. You globetrotter, booleanenator.
I am. That's how I know it's a globe, for sure. Like I was in the military and I was stationed in Germany and deployed to Macedonia, so I've been around, man.
Thank you for your service, Paul.
No problem.
Thank you for your service, young man.
Young.
No, seriously. Thank you.
No problem.
Also, I mean, somebody pointed out that like all flat earthers, like 90% of them are posed. Do you think that's true?
It's tough to tell. Like, here's the thing. I think they kind of fall into three categories. Either they're incredibly stupid. Like, seriously, you gotta be just straight up dumb. Or gullible, like you really just don't have any direction and you want to feel like you belong, and religion just ain't cutting it for you. So you fall into that conspiracy theory trap, and flat earth fits that bill really nicely. Or you are a Poe and you are trying to bilk it for money. And if you look at some of these YouTube channels, that's exactly what they're doing. They may not be getting the money from their supporters, although some are with merchandise and so forth. But they're getting money from YouTube and so forth. So it's one of those three categories or some combination of all three.
That's what I'm thinking. It's that it's the combination of all three. The wanting to be special and religion isn't cutting it for you. That's very astute, and falling into the conspiracy trap and thinking you're special. But I think it's one of those things where they're not real attached to it, where they could drop it right away. No, it's not that big a deal.
Well, there's this one fellow on Soundly's chat that comes in. His name is The Eye. He calls himself The Eye, literally. And he's into it. He's also he's Scottish, and he's a sovereign citizen. Well, he doesn't call himself a citizen. He just thinks he's sovereign. Apparently, 311 years ago, when the Scottish MPs decided to become part of the UK, well, that wasn't good enough. Scotland was never conquered, so he's like Braveheart or something. I don't know.
Right. He rejects he's not part of the UK. That's right. I get it.
Even though
it's over there.
Even though Scotland Yard is the one that's going to fucking arrest him when he commits a crime.
If Scotland Yard arrested everyone who was a dumbass, I wouldn't have a show.
Well, that's true.
No, I shouldn't. Well, I'll give the preview. Jason got a lot of views this week. He has completely moved on to the versus Muslims in Hyde Park area, time of his life.
Oh. Christian versus Muslims.
Well, this is a difficult spot of rooting for Jason Burns.
Well, he makes it hard to root for him.
Oh, well, that is absolutely true. But if he's going up against these knucklehead Muslims, it makes it easier.
Well,
Not
yeah.
easy.
It's not easy, but it's easier. I agree. My problem is with organized religion and religion in general. It's just been like shitty to people for thousands of years. It's kind of like, hey, we've outgrown that. We're not infants anymore. We don't need to believe in imaginary friends. Yeah.
It is. Hitchens and Freud both said that these sorts of beliefs are essentially ineradicable. We'll always be dealing with.
I think that's defeatist and pessimistic, though. I think eventually, I mean, if you look, you know how G-Man always pulls out the Satanic Bible? I doubt he ever read that book and seriously sat down and critiqued it. Like, you'd sit down and read that book.
It's pretty sensible. I've only glanced at it, but
LaVey was a troll. It's a troll of religion, straight up. It's if you take out the woo, which I mean, you could use the woo if you want to. But it's not meant to be taken as actual magic. It's more of a psychological decompression for the person doing the ritual. And I get that part of it, but essentially it's literally just to make religion think that, they're important. It's kind of there to make fun of religion, point blank.
Well, the reason I don't think it's defeatist, and we've come a long way, don't get me wrong, here in the West, because of the Enlightenment, but that progress has been... the reason they say we'll always have religion because people are always going to be afraid of dying. Well, that's not going away.
That's true. A fear of death is...
I hope there is a heaven. I hope I'm doing cocaine and water slides with Abe Lincoln.
Hey, that would be fun if I was to do that for eternity.
Thunderfoot made the point a long time ago that eventually it would get boring. No matter if you have eternity to spend, eventually,
well, yeah.
No matter what you have to do,
you run out of shit to do. You'd run out of shit to do, literally.
Well, no, this is blues radical theory. Unless, what if you could put yourself in a situation where you couldn't get out of it? Like if you could implant yourself in a human body and had to stay there the whole time until you died, and then, got back to water slides and, dig dug or whatever in real life, whatever your thing is.
Maybe that's what's actually happening right now. Dun, dun, dun.
That's exactly right. Everyone is God, and so, but that's kind of radical. Yeah. And, of course... Everything is getting kind of groovy. Call you up and ask you if you'd like to come with me and see a movie. First you say no, you got some plans for the night, and then you stop and say, alright, let's with the spooky little girl like you. Man, I need more weed. Fuck this.
There's 4 people watching right now. I don't know if that does that include you and me. Well, one of them's me for sure, because I kind of have to be watching the stream. Well, I don't have to, but if I want to watch
Let's
the
see
chat and stuff.
if I stop watching, I'll stop watching.
No,
Let's see what happens.
don't need to.
No, don't. What? You need your extra?
It's only 4, Blue. Don't kill my numbers.
It should be free now. Check it now.
It'll take a bit for YouTube to figure out you
Oh,
quit.
okay. That's right. I need to shave. I need to do all this shit. God damn it. I got the show to do, Jason. Oh, hold on, man. This call can't be on the air.
All right. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. I wish somebody else would come in here too. We get some stuff to talk about and listen to blues banjo and do an ad hoc show here. I don't know who's watching and not talking on the chat. That's kind of annoying. What do we have for thumbs up and thumbs down?
Fucking drug dealers. Don't get up to the crack of noon, motherfuckers.
It's not the crack of noon. It's only 10.
I know. I gotta wait.
Ah, okay. Gotcha. Close my dashboard. There's 2 thumbs up. Wow.
Thank you.
No thumbs down, at least. I don't care. Thumbs my shit down.
Spooky said I had a nice voice, but I suspect he was just being kind. Smoking like a fiend.
He's like at 4 or 5 in the afternoon right now. He's over there in the UK.
They're what? No, they're 5 hours ahead of us now. So that means it would be like 3 o'clock.
Yep. I like your playing, man.
Thank you. Do you play guitar or sing?
Not singing, but I do play piano, clarinet, trombone, trumpet, and saxophone.
Oh, great. You can sight read and everything?
Oh, it's been years, but yeah, I can.
Okay.
I can.
Sure.
I would have to practice for a while, but I could get back into it if I wanted to. I just don't have thousands for instruments at this point in time. That could change as soon as my case of the X goes away.
Uh-oh. Ex-wife blues. Booleanenator's got the ex-wife blues. Enough said, enough said. Let's move on quickly.
Yeah, we don't need to get into all that. That's depressing. Now that's funny. Somebody did a comparison. You remember the movie Shrek?
I didn't. Never saw it.
Oh, you never saw it? Well, there's a little fellow, and I do mean little. They made him small because they wanted to make him appear to be compensating for something.
Right.
And, of course, they made fun of him. So he was played by John Lithgow, so you know what he sounds like.
Uh-huh.
And so they compared Lord Farquaad, that was his character, to Donald Trump.
Sure.
So they're both despotic. They both own a large tower, which is how Lord Farquaad was compensating. They both want to drain a swamp, because that's where Shrek lived. Shrek lived in a swamp, but he was an ogre. They were both disgusted by women.
Oh.
Lord Farquaad got eaten by a dragon, and Donald Trump, well, we'll see. It's the Boo and Blue show. Yeah, well, it might. I don't know if it'll be a regular thing or not, but
When I die and they lay me to rest, I'll admit Jason Burns was the best. 'Cause you know that when we die, we'll both be smoking weed on a cloud in the sky. Smoking cloud in the sky is where we're gonna go when we die. When you die and they lay you to rest, you will smoke on the weed, that's the best. Sorry.
oh, seriously, I wish I could get some weed down here in St. Pete, but I ain't got no sources. I moved here from Colorado because they passed Amendment 2 in 2016. So I thought, my dumb ass, thinking, that's what I get for that, right?
You thought there'd never be weed in Colorado, so you left?
No, I thought there would be weed in Florida because they passed Amendment 2, which was medicinal. I'm epileptic, see? I thought it would be easy because in Colorado, it's really easy to get your red card. All you do is you go in and you tell the doctor, I'm epileptic. 5 minutes later, you got the paperwork to send off to the state to get your card for medicinal. And medicinal is like the strongest shit you can get in Colorado. It makes the over-the-counter rec stuff look like, child's play. No, I get here. There's this 3 month. You have to go see your doctor for 3 months. Then he gets to determine whether it's okay. And, go from there. Well, the doctor I've seen seems to only be interested in seeing me for money. He doesn't seem interested in prescribing it. He seems more interested in giving pharmaceutical companies more money. So the original reason I went to see him was to get this, and he put me on more pharmaceuticals, which is fine. It prevents my seizures, but I don't like the fact that he didn't address my original reason. So I'm gonna have to go see another one.
Has it been 3 months yet?
Oh God, I've been here a year.
Okay. Oh well. Well, you can say to him, "Where's my weed card, guy? I need that for my seizures too." You have to be aggressive.
Well, I'm not even gonna go back. I'm gonna be like, hey, you know what? I need my records, and see ya. Hasta la vista. I'll go to another doctor and I gotta go see him for 3 months at that point and say, look, if you're not gonna do this, if you're gonna sit there and screw around with me and not be upfront with this whole compassionate use thing in Florida, because there's no rules and you don't understand what it is you need to do, and come up with every excuse you could think of to not prescribe or recommend, because that's what it is. It's not a prescription, it's a recommendation. Then I might as well not even bother, because my last doctor jerked me around for a year.
Have you considered going back, or have you made life choices that make it you have to stay
No,
there now?
no, I've considered packing shit up and buying a house there in Colorado because I'm at a point where I want to buy a house too.
Sure.
I've been renting for so long, and the house I'm in now, they sold it out from under me, and she wants to occupy, and I got till the end of this month to get out, so I'm thinking about
Oh man.
maybe going month to month, and if that's or not month to month, but like a 6 month lease, and if that's the case, I could do that in Colorado just as easily as I could do it here. So there's that possibility. Depends on my credit. If I buy a house, I could, go through the mortgage company and say, hey, I could qualify for X amount of money. I could look for houses in Colorado just as easily as I can look here, and I could go get a 6 month lease here, and in 6 months move back to Colorado and just say to hell with this place because this did not work out the way I thought it was going to.
Right.
Not that
What is your impression of Florida, this Tampa St. Pete area you're in now? Tell me about it.
Well, it's not that I dislike Tampa or St. Pete. It really isn't that I dislike it. It's just
Not what you wanted, didn't work out for you somehow.
It's
Just not a good fit.
such a deep red state. It really is.
Okay.
It's such a Bible Belt deep red state, and it's so bizarre. It's like say you go to South Carolina or Alabama, like where Godless Engineer is. At least you know what you're getting into when you go to those places. This place is just weird. Like everywhere you go is a little bit different. Tampa St. Pete is more laid back than Orlando. Orlando is just, it's all about tourism. Everywhere else is like Bible Belt. Like you go out in the country here, it's a church.
Wow.
It's a church on every corner, and I don't know, man.
That sounds pretty much what I expected. That in terms of people, Florida is such a state of extremes.
Well, yeah, and you get down to Miami. Of course, you got, Miami's a melting pot because of course you got people trying to get here from Cuba, or you did. I don't know how bad that is anymore that Castro's dead, but I can't imagine.
There's a huge Cuban population, yes, of course, in Miami, yes.
That country can't have changed overnight because he died, so it's going to take time for Cuba to get back to normal, and then it's a melting pot anyway. And you got the Keys, which are laid back, kind of like Tampa and St. Pete, which is kind of weird because they're literally an extension of Miami. Then you got Fort Lauderdale, which is the spring break spot for a lot of college kids, so a lot of drugs and booze show up there, and then you got the Space Coast, which is where they do all the launches from. It's just all these different things here. You got the cruise ships leave from here. There's just so much.
Something I would never do.
Yeah,
A cruise ship. Ugh.
I don't know, cause
No. If I'm going on a ship, I'm going on one of those freighters, one of those bulk passenger carriers, because I don't want to go on have karaoke every night. No, man.
well, see, I was thinking like if I was to want to disappear, I would just go and say, "Hey, you hire an under the table to a freighter captain." Because there's like I'm on the port of Tampa. There's very few cruise ships that leave from this side of the state. There's a couple, but most of the cruises are off the other coast because they go in the Atlantic.
Right.
There's a couple that go in the.
So you do get no. The freighter captain would not let you get away with that. No, they don't let that happen.
Not a huge one, but the little ones.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you might find one to be like, yeah, get the fuck on here. As long as you work, I'll feed you. And we'll end up in fucking
This is
Yucatan or something.
I don't know if you ever. This is probably an evil thought, but I was wondering on September 11th, was there anybody in New York who was thinking, wow, I should fake my own death. If I ever wanted to get away, this is my chance.
It wouldn't surprise me a bit if somebody was thinking that.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody went through with it. I doubt it.
The world may never know. Like Tootsie Rolls. Anyone?
How long were you married? That's all I'm going to ask.
Anyone? Bueller, Fry?
What? What? What Ferris Bueller was that reference did I miss there?
Yeah, just like they're absent, basically. They're not here anymore. They left.
Oh, no one's watching?
No, I'm not saying no one's watching. I'm saying if they fake their own death, Bueller, Fry.
Oh, right.
They're absent.
That's another movie I've never seen. I feel terrible.
Oh, man. You got it. How, like, are you an 80s child?
Yes. I can't believe I didn't watch it yet.
Oh.
There's a song in that movie that I'd never heard. And I certainly know a lot about 80s music. But it was just like a couple years ago I heard a song from, it's the Love Rocket song. Shoot it up. Shoot it up.
Oh, man.
And I was like, wow. It was some 14-year-old who showed me this 80s song I'd never heard. But yes, I certainly know a lot about the movie, even though I've never seen it.
Now, see, you're making me... Whoa, what the hell? Okay. You're making me want... You're making me want to pull that song up and share it here.
Oh, the guy who's the principal at the end, who was also in the Mozart movie, the kind of villain of the thing.
Yeah.
What a great actor he was. Wow, man.
Jeffrey Jones, I think is what his name is as far as an actor goes. I think it's Jeffrey Jones.
Is the actor? What's the name of the principal?
Ed
the
Rooney.
Character.
Ed Rooney.
Ed Rooney. Oh.
I love the Art of Noise, too, as far as the band goes. Oh, I love that band.
That's a great band.
Yeah, it is. Let's see. Shoot it up.
Art of Noise, close to the edit.
Here is a map.
Thanks, machine. Here, we can, no one's gonna...
I'm pulling it up now, actually. Love Missile. Sig Sputnik is the group here. Here we go. Let me stereo it out so you can hear it. Wait on that one.
Hey! All right. That's enough. Feel good. Come and get me.
Here we go. I'm going to get a copyright strike for this.
Shoot it up. Shoot it up. Let me tell you about
my mother. Shoot it up. All right, boo. That's enough, man. You gotta be careful, man.
What, you think I care with my how many freaking subs do I got? Like 60? This is ad hoc stream. It's like I wasn't planning to do this. So
The police will not care. Since everybody loves you, you don't have to worry about it.
oh, they're not coming after you. Are you kidding me? The whole stream is going probably bye-bye when I'm done anyway. Either that or I'll privatize it because I might want to watch it just for fun.
Well, are you monetized?
No. Fuck no. I can't monetize. Like I said, I got 50 subscribes. You gotta have 1,000 just to do that.
No. I don't. I'm eligible to monetize, but that's because I have, a certain number of views.
No, not anymore. You didn't get the message?
No, I can't enable super chat. But because for some reason I got grandfathered in, that I'm still eligible for monetization, even though I never do.
Yeah. Well, maybe I can too. I've never tried. I signed up for
Oh,
monetization.
No. Like I said, I got grandfathered in there somehow.
Well, I still got the option. I mean, I can click the button. So maybe I'm like I said.
You can? You monetize?
Yeah.
But you got to have 1,000 to do super chat or some of the other things.
Right.
Well, if you're not worried, shit. This song is as good as Coke. Dum 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 dum. La. La. La.
The only person watching is Spooky Bed Hair anyway.
Yeah. It's funny. A couple of times I've gotten. It's not a copyright strike, but it's just like, oh man, you got a copyright on this shit, and monetized. And one time I played a lot of Led Zeppelin, and it flagged. Well, they're such thieves anyway. Who knows what's going on with that? But, I play this obscure 50s song, the Stroll, and they're like, oh.
Yeah.
No. That's copyright. And, of course, I mean, this is I'm sure it's happened to other people, but let me tell you something, Bull. You have no idea what it feels like to get a copyright violation or a copyright notice
on
a song I've written.
Oh no, I don't know about that, but I actually guess what? I got one for rain. Like the sound of rain. It was raining the day I did one of my audio tests for streaming.
And they said somebody's copyrighted rain. You can't use rain.
Somebody copyrighted the sound of flipping rain outside.
It can't be true.
No, it's absolutely true. I deleted it because it was just an audio test. I didn't care, but I would have fought that tooth and nail. I'd been like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, YouTube.
You see, yeah, since no one's watching, I can say this, but I grew up, it would now be considered a complete social justice warrior area. I mean, we had some fucked up, unconstitutional shit going on there for a while. Like, for example, when I was coming up in the town, put a sign saying house for sale in your yard. You could not. Against the law. Now, of course, this got promptly, now you can, because that's completely illegal. You say, well, why would someone do that? Well, it was to prevent what's called blockbusting. If you look on the street and see that everybody's selling their house, then everybody wants to sell, and then the price of the house, this sort of shit. Also, when I grew up, my town voted, this is in the 80s, voted to make itself a nuclear-free zone.
A nuclear-free zone?
A nuclear-free zone. It's against the law to have fissionable materials in the town. Now, there's no highway running through it, and there's no one's there's no plant or nuclear. Completely symbolic, and they admitted that it was completely. Well, we just want the signs. So it says when you drive through that. And that type of bullshit liberal symbolism for its own sake. Ugh.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid.
Yeah. And I looked it up. Like, you know what the fine is? If you bring... if you get caught with fissionable materials or whatever in my town, you know what the fine was?
No.
It was like $200 or something. It wasn't. It
wasn't even worth
caring
about. Basically, if you were a big company, you'd have just said,
right, fuck it. Yeah, here's your $200 a month. Yeah, right. So it's I'm sensitive to people's anger and frustration with so-called justice warriors and the larger left. I mean, it's easy to see why people are angry.
Well, it's oppressive. I mean, I don't like the extreme right either. I if you look at my stream, you saw the political test, like in the middle of those memes flashing by. That's my test. And it puts me square in the middle of, basically, I want my government to fix fucking potholes. That's basically what I want my government to do. I don't want them to do much of anything. Maybe regulate some utilities so people don't gouge people and don't do stupid shit like abolish net neutrality, because that pisses me off too. But well,
the obvious place for less government is the military. I mean, forgive me for saying. Well, I wish we could try to trim down the military in lots of ways and take care of our veterans rather than.
Well, yeah, that's where I'm at with that shit too. Like, if you're gonna.
Excuse me. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna have a military, and you're gonna go fight in wars, like World War II, I get it. Yeah, Hitler needed to be taken out because that guy was a disingenuous, complete numbskull that needed to go away because he was saying one thing and doing completely the opposite. He was making peace with nations and then conquering. That's bad. You don't get to do that. So, but some of the stuff that happened after that, like Korea and Vietnam, that was ideologically driven. It was church driven. It was a lot of it was the Catholic Church pulling strings behind the scenes. That's why we have In God We Trust and One Nation Under God all in our shit now, which we didn't have before. So, yeah.
Well, even though I'm an atheist, I want their biblical quotation on the money. It's from the book of Acts. Silver and gold I have none, but such as I have I give to thee. which describes the currency far too accurately for it to ever be on the money.
Yeah, it's like the root of all evil, basically. And then
Well, man, I
you,
don't.
did you put "In God We Trust" on it? Well, it's used to corrupt. Like, okay, especially the games they get to play with it. If it was, that's another thing they need to flip and regulate a little bit better. Either that or get their hands the fuck off of it. Like, I don't know, like not privatize it like they have, because that's what they did. It's not even like government run.
Right.
The Federal Reserve is a private institution, so yeah, it's just. I'm not authoritarian. I'm left leaning. I don't like the right's ideas with a lot of stuff, but I'm not extreme left. I don't like people coming in and saying you can think this, you can't think that, you can. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm a classical liberal when it comes to that shit. It's kind of why I identify with Sargon of Akkad, but I don't agree with everything because he seems to support bigger government than I do.
What I was going to say is that, as someone who's been in, of all places, Macedonia, you must know that there's so many bases around the world that the U.S. is involved in, and I think those need to be trimmed down. And
Well, yeah, the problem. Here's the problem. You get into that shit. You start looking at why that happened in the first place. It goes back to things like the Cuban Missile Crisis and the Warsaw Pact, and we had to establish this presence outside the Soviet Union, and that was again because of the ideological conflict.
Right.
The church.
Okay, that's exactly true.
The church made communism a bad thing because it was an atheist perspective on things. They put the two together. They put communism and atheism as the same thing, and it's not. It's very much not. So that pisses me off because communism doesn't work by default. Every nation that's ever tried it has flippin' failed miserably. It's failed. It's a failed ideology. Even the Soviet Union knows it's failed. So.
Oh shit! I gotta go, man. Thanks for hanging out, but I gotta say, man. Yeah, hopefully I can catch you later, man. Have a good day.
All right. Well, the stream's over anyway because there's 2 people watching, and one of them's spooky. So one of them's me. So we will catch you later, Spooky. Thanks for tuning in. And we are going to end it here. This whole stream was to get a hold of AT because Soundly wasn't streaming anymore. And I don't know what happened there. I think he's just sorting some technical issues out. Hopefully he gets his stream back up. And I will be on today around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Apparently Jesse is going to do something flat earth related regarding to Chris Van Matre talking about his surveying career and his flat earth beliefs. So yeah, how a surveyor can believe in flat earth is kind of confusing to us. So we'll catch you later.